Kids' rooms are kind of fun because you can do like a kid's floor decor and stuff like that. I think the biggest mistake that people make is not making it look like a kid's room. This is the biggest way that you're going to do it by putting floor decor down. So first, this room doesn't have any requirements because it is a daily room. So take a peek first, put the kids filter on and see what kind of things we can find. So a lot of your end tables and stuff like that will have metallic accents. So it's a good idea to see what kind of maybe metallic accents you might like for a room. With blue and white, I like to do silver. So this is something to look out for too. Sometimes when you place something like this blue bed here, it looks lighter here, but then once you place it, it looks darker, and that's just something that happens sometimes. You just kind of have to keep an eye out for that. Like this bed here is supposed to be white, but once you place it, it looks almost dark gray. So just got to keep an eye out for that. Place a white one for now. That might be a good table. We only own one, but could purchase a second one. That one's a little too small. Something a little cheaper, maybe. Then there's one of these that has a silver base to it. So that would actually be a good one to find. We want some silver accents. There it is. For the desk. That blue's a little off from the room, so go with that for now. And I'm just looking for things that I own already to place, because then it gives us kind of a starting point. So let's start with some blue accents. Maybe we can find a nice bed. I think the white is better because we don't really have a blue that's exactly close to it. That one is, but I don't necessarily want to spend 3,000 diamonds when I already own a bunch of beds. So that's why I try and place with things that I own already. Let's see, we've got a desk chair. This would be a good color, but I'm not big on that wood underneath it there. Don't really have anything I love in that shade. No, I mean, with a desk chair, something like that, a little bit of a different blue isn't such a big deal. Still looks cute, and it'll bring into the room. And sometimes you can even find pictures that maybe have a little bit of light and dark to them, and it'll tie it in a little bit. That's a good color, but it's kind of an outdoor chair. So let's see if we can find something we like more. That again has the wood in the background there, which I'm not loving. That's a pretty good match. Again, everything doesn't have to match exactly, because then it's just too matchy-matchy. You don't want that. You want things to complement each other without overpowering it. Maybe not necessarily a blue lamp. That one's kind of tiny. So I start first by looking at lamps that I have multiples of. And if I don't see anything I like, then I might go back to the ones that I've only got one left of. Because, you just end up with a pretty decent amount of stock after a minute. And that one's a good size, but I don't love the gold. So let's see what we have that's maybe silver. You can also do metallic. That's a good one. Silver here. See what we got. Those are a little small. Like something maybe a little bigger. That's pretty good. And then sometimes, depending on their coating, something might fit bigger in a room and smaller in a different room. So it's kind of a bit of a crapshoot. You just kind of have to place things and check it out and see. It's kind of cute. And so is that. So I love this little undo button. You can go back through really easily and see what you left. I think I like that guy there. See what kind of chandeliers we might have. That would be nice. So what I do is I'll place them and then do the undo button and go back and look at them, and it's a really easy way to look at everything in one shot. And I think I liked this guy. So you can go back and forth a little bit and see, do you really like it more than this one? And just a little fuller, a little taller. So we like that guy. We're going to put our blue filter back on and find some stuff for the walls. So since we have something on each wall, something complementary would be good. If you can't find something complementary, then alternately maybe on the far wall a clock or the TV. You know, maybe they want to see a clock when they wake up. So here's, oops. Sometimes it'll stay in the same spot when you go back and forth. Sometimes it won't. So we got the clock there. You can't really see it anyway. But just think about what might be on the walls. You know, if you were a kid and you woke up and you're getting ready for school, you might want to know what time it is. So, and you know, a lot of parents don't want kids to have a TV in their room at night. So maybe TV wouldn't be the best idea. Now let's look on the back wall here and see what we can find that's in this shade of blue. You should be able to see this one a little bit better because of the way the wall's facing. Let's see, let's remind us where this is. Paris, France. Kid dreaming about summer. So that's a good shade. Matches pretty well. Not very kitty-ish. So for the wall art and things go on the tables and stuff like that, you can't use the filters like kids. It doesn't work. So you have to pick a color and target it that way. So, you know, once you get a lot of inventory, you can't always remember everything you've got. So it makes it a little bit more difficult, especially if there's something that you know you want to target, but you can't. So that is a little frustrating. But the way that they set these up, it makes it a little bit easier. Oh, I just got to this level, so I just got these guys. They're new. That's actually kind of neat, but I'm not big on the black frame. I feel like it should be something maybe a little more delicate on the wall. So let's undo here through a little bit and see. Okay, so around the time when this came out, I remember that a bunch of these things came out, very bougie paintings. So I feel like that would be good for a kid in Paris, perhaps. Maybe they might have a reproduction of water lilies or something even more bougie. Let's see. So, and then another way you can do it is just, like I said, you end up with a lot of inventory after you play for a minute. So I like to go to the bottom and just kind of flip through and just kind of think in my head, kids room, Paris, France, blue, kids room, Paris, France, blue. What do I see that might be interesting? That might be fun for a kid's room. Blue, kids, Paris. Let's see. Don't see a lot of blue or kids. So if we go with this guy, the ice creams, it has yellow cones. So in that case, we're going to flip our metallics back to gold because it's just going to match better. So I think I like those little ice cream cones. It looks like a fun kids thing. Can't think of anything off the top of my head I have that might be more for kids in that shade. I know I'm going a little fast, but I think it's slow enough that you can see blue and yellow and whatnot. All right, so I think I'm going to stick with that. So when we go back to this guy, we already own that one, so we don't need to purchase one. And maybe we might find a gold lamp that's nice. Let's see. This one it's weird because it's actually very tiny and it is hard to see in a lot of rooms. So since you can kind of see it, I'm going to go ahead and leave it because I haven't found a lot of places that I can place it. So let's go back through, look at the gold, and see what might be nice for this kiddo's room. It's kind of cute for a kid's room. I like that spirally one. All right, so we're going to go back through and undo and see what's nice. That big one that looks like a kid's one, and it's a nice one for the room. Yeah, that guy. That'll work. Now let's see if our chairs, maybe we might have a yellow desk chair. So we don't have to purchase something. Nope. No yellow desk chair. This guy's cheap. Do we want to get that instead? So we got that one. That one. I do like the yellow better than the dark blue, I must say. So, let's go with that guy. Then place our other table here. And so if you want to purchase something, you go back and click on it and then it'll go to it and you can purchase it. But sometimes the tags get a little testy, or if there's too much stuff around it, it makes it hard to click on. So if you click finish, it'll pop up with the things that you need to purchase and you can purchase them. And then you can go back. So that's kind of a nifty little thing that I learned after a while. Let's see what kind of stuff we have for the tables. That would be excellent lamp. I don't always put plants in a kid's room just because it's not something you see very often. I mean, how many kids' rooms have a plant in them? But you know, you need to fill up some space or something. It's a good way to do it. This guy is limited. He's got 3 more days to purchase him, and it's a good color. I'm going to go ahead and purchase another one of those. Got some rugs. That might be fun for a kid's room. And that's, so the little thing up here that says prize or limited, if it says prize, it means that it's been awarded for a room before, but you can still repurchase it. If it says limited, like this here, there's new. If it says prize, it was awarded, but you can still repurchase it. And if it says limited, you have a limited amount of days to purchase it. And then once it's been purchased, a limited item cannot be purchased again. So you see the little buy and game thing is gone. So the bonus to this guy is it's cute, plus I can purchase it again if I ever want to buy it again. I like to save the limited things until it's just really the perfect room for it. I think that's fun for a kid's room. All right, desk. I think he might have a laptop on his desk doing some work. Or maybe a little aquarium so he can watch the fishies. That's a fun one that I do use a lot, so I'm going to purchase it again because that'll use up my 5 times. This bed's kind of bare, so it could use a little something. Maybe a blanket. So, pillows are usually good for a kid's room. You don't want to put candles on the floor. That's good for outdoor. It's just a little something. That's nice because it brings in a little bit of yellow as well. And then let's see, for the kids' room, what options do we have? Okay. So, this was a little boy. Kid's dreaming about summer. So maybe he's ready to get out and play on his scooter. Or maybe he wants to go outside and play some sports. Or maybe that's his little bulldog. But they do a lot of really neat kid stuff, really. So it's just so much fun to find something neat for a kid's room. I wish they'd actually give us a couple of things of floor decor. That would be nicer. He's out of school, so maybe that's the end of his school day. Let's see. Playing with cars and airplanes because he's a boy. But I don't know. He might like kitty cats. Who knows? He might like it to put all his little stuff in a basket. So let's see. Now we're gonna go back. We're gonna go through and look. Sometimes things are faced kind of a weird way, like the airplane. It would be nicer if it was faced sideways, I think. But I think maybe not blue is nicer because it's a little too matchy with the room. So we've got that sports bag, or we've got these sports balls. And yeah, let's do that. All right. I'm going to finish it up and submit it.